What's going on, guys? Hey, so I was just thinking about something. So this weekend, Memorial Day weekend just passed, I went for a motorcycle ride with my brother, and we were riding, and I noticed that he was kind of trailing behind and whatnot. And we've been kind of riding the same. I have a year riding on him, but we've been riding the same time length relatively. So I expected him to kind of just really keep up with me and whatnot, but he wasn't keeping up with me. And we took a turn, and when I noticed that turn is that he was very uncomfortable. And when I started talking to him after the ride, he was telling me that he doesn't want to fall, he's being careful, um, and he just kind of wanted to be safe. And I fully understood that. I get it. I understand safety, right? And it's a big thing, especially when you're riding. People call them murder cycles. Um, it's very unsettling. You have nothing between you. It's just you and the road. So if you go down, you're gonna go down. So I want to tell you a little story. May 8th, 2015, I got in an accident, and I remember it was May 8th because it was my daughter's birthday. And I thought about it. I'm like, man, I could have died, and my daughter's only 2 years old, and she would literally never remember me. I came back from the military and I got on a motorcycle, like all vets do, right? Trying to live some adrenaline or whatever it is, whatever like psychological reason it is. But anyways, I got this motorcycle and I was riding, trailing behind this truck, and I actually thought to myself, I'm like, man, I think I'm riding too close. So I started pulling back, and he put his directionals to the right. I'm sorry, to the left. So I'm like, okay, he's turning left. So I went around to the right, and at that moment, he intentionally swerved and hit my bike. My bike hit a fire hydrant and flipped over it. I don't know what happened. I jumped off my bike and just rolled myself and got right back up. Not a scratch on me, and bike was total loss and whatnot. Um, and I realized that it that was actually one of the best things that happened to me in terms of riding my motorcycle, because after that fall, although it was horrible, after that accident, I realized that you can't be afraid of falling. And because fell and I crashed my motorcycle, I wasn't afraid anymore, right? I kind of got over that fear. So I knew what it was like. And I'm saying this because it relates to business. And my brother, he's afraid of falling. Although he's a very good rider, he's so cautious that he's not willing to fall, not willing to crash his motorcycle. So when he takes those turns, he actually takes it in an unsafe way. Although he thinks he's being safe, it doesn't work out in the long run. So he's taking very choppy turns. He's not really just making the bike an extension of himself. If you ever rode a motorcycle, you understand what I'm saying. And how does this relate to business? Well, a lot of times business owners are afraid to fail. They're afraid to invest in themselves and invest in their business to make things work. They hear a price point for marketing, whether it's $500 a month, and they're like, oh, man, I can't spend $500 a month. Or $1,000 a month. I can't spend $1,000 a month. Or a one-time payment of $6,000. Oh, I can't spend that. I don't have the money coming in. And they're afraid to take that leap of faith. And I get it, because they've probably been burnt so many times, like I have. So they're not willing to take that leap of faith. But when everything is screaming go, you have to jump. Because if you don't jump, you'll always be on the other side of the obstacle. A lot of people are afraid to fail. So they're afraid to invest in themselves and invest in their business. And that's the key thing that's actually keeping them from succeeding. Because they're afraid to fail, they will never be successful. So they don't want to take those risks, and they want to play everything safe. They want to put ads on Craigslist and put out a few door hangers because that's safe. But they're not willing to invest in something that's new, like automations, internet marketing, all that stuff, because they think it's like, oh, this is too much of a risk for me. I'm not going to do that. That is too new. We don't want to fail. And that's what's keeping them from being successful. So I'm sharing that with you because I fully understand where you're at. And it's hard. I've worked with marketing companies who literally did everything for me but didn't give me results, right? And it's hard. I worked for a company for months. I was paying $1,200 to, and literally we didn't even get one lead from that company. It's hard. but sometimes you have to invest in your business and invest in yourself. Otherwise, you don't really have a business that's going to grow, that's going to scale. And you end up being self-employed. Yeah, it's cool to say, I own a business, I'm self-employed. But in reality, you know, in the back of your mind, you're not really self-employed in a business that you own. You're self-employed in a job that you started for yourself. So don't be afraid to go out there and take risks and fail a little bit. My first cleaning company failed. We didn't have a proven system. I started a junk removal company that failed. We weren't following a proven system. And we just were like, just whatever it is. Like, we were afraid to invest in our business. I my first cleaning company, we actually started with $200, and we started gaining some traction in terms of customers. And what did I do with that money? I kept it for myself instead of reinvesting in my business, because I didn't have that mindset that you need to invest in your business, invest in yourself to be successful. I thought, I'm just going to keep hoarding this money and rely on referrals. Now, referrals are great, but it's not a scalable system. So you need a proven strategy. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in your business. All right. So if I leave with anything, it's that whatever you're doing in life, don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to crash and burn. All right. Donald Trump, and I know a lot of people don't like him because of the controversy. I'll tell you what, I read all of Donald Trump's books before he was a president, and the man knows business, and he failed and went bankrupt. But because he knew what he was doing and he wasn't afraid to fail, and he created a great network for himself as well, he's a billionaire now and a president of the United States. So don't be afraid to fail. There's a lot of stories of people who just weren't afraid to fail. All right. So go out there, be great.